So my wife ordered this. She says it's a Hathor rattle or something along those lines. It just has washers to make the noise, and it looks weathered appropriately. I think it's plastic of some sort. Looks like it. Yeah, looks like plastic, and it's glued together in places and such. But it's kind of cool. It's somewhat heavy, which you'd want something like this somewhat heavy so that it was heavy duty. If you drop it, it's not gonna, well, drop it from short distances. I'm pretty sure if I dropped this on the floor, it would break. That would be bad. She would be angry. So she wants a base for it so she can set it up and, have it available or also visible. So I looked around and I have a piece of this. It's really heavy 2x4. Because there's lots of tight grain, that's part of why it's heavy, but it's a fairly heavy piece of 2x4. And she said that might work. I just need to fancy it up a little bit, and it's too long for where she wants it to go. So I need to cut it probably about that big. Like if that's centered, maybe cut it here or something like that. And then I have to drill a hole, and she said to pretty it up a bit, so I'm not sure what else I'm going to do with this. But first I got to cut it, so we'll go from there. So this is a quick project. First I do the test hole to make sure I got the bit size right. Then make sure the hole works. Then go to the sanding. Then go to more sanding. Multiple grits. Get it down nice. Boy, wouldn't it be nice if the real-time sanding actually worked that fast? More people would do projects if that was the case. But it doesn't do too bad. If you have the right tools, it's good. And then I have to do the outline and get the little Dremel to dig out the spot to put the little badge. And that worked. And get that glued in, and we're good. Glue that in, put the triple thick polyurethane on, and that's a one evening project. Well, I think it's done. We'll see what my wife says when she sees it. But it holds it. It's just on the edge of being too light, because this is kind of heavy. So maybe if I had put it, but I don't really want it tighter because it's going to be too hard to fit down in if I do tighter. So that was 1 3/8 of a Forstner bit, and that worked out pretty good. The only issue, well, wasn't really an issue, but I did a test cut in a scrap piece and then made sure that fit down over the bottom, and then I just guesstimated how far down to go. Tested it a couple times, as you saw, to make sure it would actually go down in and tilt versus just being too tall and falling out. And yeah, that's just one coat of triple thick polyurethane, and that seemed to work. The one thing I need to remember for the future, this was a 2023 badge, and I scraped off the stuff and used Sharpie. Sharpie plus super glue bleeds out, so if I had to do it over, or if it was going somewhere else other than just here, I would probably redo it and get the burner out and just add the little bits, but it should be fine. Probably going to put little rubber feet on the bottom, most likely, but we'll see how that goes. And as for the felt, I just had some of the little remnant of the sticky felt that I had used for the original jewelry boxes from 5 or 6 or 7 whatever years ago that I was making, and just cut that out for the bottom. I was going to put it around the sides. I don't think it needs it for the sides, but the bottom will be good, and it looks a little fancier. And I think also if I put it around the sides, the stickiness could come off and it could get all over, whereas this is just sitting on it. Now I didn't stick it to the bottom. I literally just left the the backing underneath. So theoretically it can be taken out for if it gets dusty or dirty or needs cleaned or wiped off or whatnot. But we'll see what she thinks, but that's what she said she wanted, so hopefully that will work. So that, I think, is done.